If you're having trouble planning an effective study schedule, then this video is for you. I'll be sharing 4 key tips on how you should plan your study schedule based on what study stage you're in, so keep watching to learn more. Hi, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Wesley and I'm in my final year of high school. I've managed getting full A stars after self-studying the A-levels in a year, while achieving consistent grades in school and also juggling a substantial rota of hobbies, clubs, and society positions. So if you're here watching this video, then you're probably in that stage in life where you need an effective study schedule to help you maximize results while accommodating everything that you have on your plate. The problem is, the most effective study schedule is different for everyone, depending on your study style, your progress, your curriculum, your time, and your lifestyle. So instead of telling you how you should plan your schedule, I am going to teach you how to find one that's right for yourself. Tip number 1 is to know your goals. How packed your schedule is will largely depend on your aim to time ratio. For example, if you watched my last video on self-studying tips, then you'll know that I aimed at achieving 3 A stars within 1 year's time. Now obviously it was doable, but I was pretty much maxed out and studied for almost 10 hours a day. While someone else who's just preparing for school exams and just looking to pass with 1 year of preparation time would definitely have a much more flexible schedule. Now the goal you're setting should have 3 main components. What results you're trying to achieve, within what sort of time frame, and also what sort of lifestyle you're trying to live. Right now we're only focusing on the first 2, so try to be as specific as possible with your criteria. Once you've got that on paper, you can then decide how many days a week to study and how many hours a day is reasonable. Then block out these time slots on your calendar. My goal setting principle has always been one thing and one thing only. Dream big. My philosophy is to set an upper limit and a lower limit for any sort of goal. For the A-levels, I chose 3 A stars as my upper limit and A star A as my lower limit. The upper limit is what your main goal should be, and the lower limit is something that you're happy with. Now only allow yourself to be disappointed if you get anything lower than your lower limit. Only by setting your goal this way are you pushing yourself to explore your full potential and achieving the maximum results that you could possibly get. So even if you don't hit your upper goal, you at least know that this is the best possible outcome for you. Now tip number 2 is to know your progress. This is the practical part of the video. So now you've got your time slots blocked out on your calendar, but what should you be doing during these time slots? Well, this depends on your progress regarding the curriculum. You might not be starting your planning from the very beginning, so it's likely that you'll have a certain amount of content covered. What I usually do is, if I'm not self-studying for a curriculum, then I'll just study whatever topic that we've covered. If I am self-studying, then the learning comes first before the study. After each topic, I then do a couple of by-topic papers or exercises to consolidate the knowledge via active recall. If you study after you're taught a topic in school, then you're most likely be able to sync with the school test or quiz schedule with this sequence. Now the time before your actual exam starts, preferably a month before the exam, will actually be your main exam practice. So if you have enough by-year past papers prepared, then this is what you should be doing. Recognize your mistakes and weak points from the marking and analysis, and make final adjustments to your studying. If there's more time left, then you should use the time to remind yourself of the topics that were taught rather long ago, just to refresh your memory. Now that you know the general order of studying, you should then make a list of topics and then give them a score from the scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being almost knowing nothing about it and 10 being perfect application and knowledge. You should then allocate more time to the topics with a lower score and vice versa. Then literally write down the subtopics or papers that you want to finish each day, and preferably give them a specific time slot as well, just so it's easier to control your time management. Tip 3 is to know your life. Studying is not and should never be your whole life. Maybe you're a person with many responsibilities or you have an abundant social life. Then you should compare other aspects of your life with your studies and give more time to the things that you prioritize the most. Perhaps you have family dinners every Saturday night and you don't want to skip that. Then don't. Save that time and just make some other time for studying. Just note down when you have other duties in your schedule, know how much time you have, and if you need to, prolong, shorten, or adjust different stages of your study period to accommodate everything else in your life. There are always some other things in life that come out of the blue, so you might want to set out buffer time slots in your schedule. If anything clashes with your original study session, or there are some topics that just need a bit of extra time, then you could substitute that with the buffer time slots. And if things go as planned, then you could always just use the buffer time slots for things that you enjoy and just relax a little. Now the final tip is to know your limits. The last thing you need on your tight study schedule is burning out and losing motivation to study. And you also don't want to be setting your lower goal so high that it's impossible to achieve within your given time frame. For me, when class was suspended during COVID, I had all the time in the world for my self-study, and my A-level study period went from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. every day. However, I only spent 10 hours studying daily because I made sure to take mini breaks between smaller sessions. And I also made sure that anything after 7 p.m. was used to spend with family or catch up with some hobbies. I personally know people who wake up from 5 in the morning and then study till 2 a.m. the next day. And that's unlikely to be sustainable. As you might already know, the study curve goes like this and peaks at some point, then you burn out and studying becomes ineffective. So please be sure when you're planning your study schedule that it's reasonable to the point that you're maximizing results while taking care of your mental and physical health. So guys, those are the tips that I have for planning your own effective study schedule. If you want tips on how to study, then be sure to check out my previous video on self-studying tips and how to study at your own pace. If you have any other ideas, thoughts, or questions, then pop in the comments down below. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!